Hello, welcome to Elevate Nigeria. A rabbi once taught that for one to be truly joyful, the man has to be like somebody whose house has burnt down. Unlike those who entertain themselves with empty pleasure, devoid of inner substance, his need is deep in his soul. When he begins to build anew, every stone laid is an occasion to rejoice. And that's what happened in Rwanda. They burned their country down and they had to rebuild with gratitude. In 1994 was when the world was completely astonished with the genocide that took place in Rwanda. 800,000 people were massacred in 100 days. We have a lot of stories about how people were able to survive. But the story of Immaculate stands out to me. She was a normal girl that just came back on holiday to spend the Easter break with her parents. Unfortunately, that crisis broke out. The story goes that she and 9 other women were hid in a pastor's small toilet. And there was very small space. They had to take turns to either sit or stand. They spent 91 days there. But unfortunately, when Immaculate came out, she discovered that two of her brothers and her parents had been killed. She now went to America and wrote a book, Left to Tell. But after that, Rwanda came together and they begin to rebuild the country that they burnt down. Now, Rwanda has been recorded as one of the fastest and cleanest countries in Africa. They have the highest percentage of women in parliament. It has been recorded by, I think, World Bank as one of the easiest places to do business in, and that's key to a country's development. If you want to attract foreign investment, you have to make sure that it's easy to do business in your country. And that's why Rwanda is attracting so many people into Rwanda now. People are going there for tourism and business and all other things. The economy is booming. But there's something that stood out for how they handled this issue. They had to look at the issue of tribalism and tribes. There was a commission, National Unity and Reconciliation Commission, tasked with implementing, programs across the country so that there could be reconciliation. For people to come together, identify first that they're from Rwanda before they identify with their tribes. They had to build national consciousness. And I know that we have a lot of programs in Nigeria that tries to address this. But I think we need to work more on that. We need to see ourselves as Nigerians first, so that when we have people in power, they're looking at Nigerians and they're not just looking at the different tribes. If we want to move forward, we have programs already on ground, but it needs to scale. It needs to be expanded. People need to be aware of it. People need to be taught of what it means to be a Nigerian first. And I know as we continue this and we begin to implement other things that can help the country, we will have a country that we will be proud of. There's a story in the Bible where, God created Adam and Eve. Unfortunately, they ate what he told them not to eat. And just like Rwanda's situation, it seemed as if, that was the end of mankind. But at that place, God had already had a plan of how to redeem mankind through Christ. We know the story of Mary and how she gave birth to Jesus and how, salvation came through him. So no matter how bad our situation is, we can still do better. Let's continue to elevate Nigeria in our thoughts, in our words, and in our actions. And definitely, definitely, we will have one of the best countries to live in on earth. Take care.